Hey Mama to be, if you are pregnant and you are considering or you are going to give birth at the Royal Hospital for Women in Randwick, Sydney, this video is for you. I will share my honest opinion about the experience I had with this hospital, so let's get into it. So the first step that you have to do when you're pregnant is you have to fill out a form on the website, and the midwifery group is like fully booked. And I've heard that women fill out that form before they are even pregnant, which is not fair, but it's fine. I did the GP shared care and that was fine. The hard thing about living in the eastern suburbs is that a lot of doctors are not bulk bill, which is kind of frustrating. They'll give you a list of GPs that do this program with the hospital. Before getting pregnant, they do have a session or an info session called I'm Not Pregnant, Just Looking. I did that because you're able to just kind of get a tour of the hospital, and they talk about the different cares. If it's face-to-face, I recommend face-to-face so that you can ask as many questions as you can and try and push for a face-to-face tour. Because of COVID, I wasn't able to get a tour, but definitely push for that. The next step is that you get a pack in the mail, an envelope with a lot of paperwork, and you get your yellow card. In this envelope, you'll also get like a schedule for the next 9 months, and it has the appointments that you have with the midwife and the doctor. Step number 3, you have a telehealth session, which is a over the phone session with a midwife, and they ask you a bunch of questions around domestic violence and other pregnancy questions as well. Step number 4 is a midwife visit, or a visit with your midwife. It was very sad because I was pregnant in 2021 and my husband wasn't able to join in the sessions, but make sure you get your partner involved. They are part of this process, and hopefully they'll be able to open this up again. Something to know is that when you have an appointment with the midwife, expect some delays. They are always late. They have an appointment back to back, so you're looking at maybe if you booked at 10 o'clock, you're gonna go inside around 10:30. Also, I find that the ladies at the counter or the receptionists in that antenatal office, pretty rude. Well, not rude, but not overly friendly. I found the first appointment really rushed. However, the second and the third kind of gets better. And they do encourage you to do the paid courses that the Royal Hospital have. I recommend doing the birth class because you can ask the doula as many questions as you can, and then you don't have to flood your midwife with heaps of questions. Okay, the labor hotline. You're not able to go into the hospital before 2 calls. So you'll have to make your 2 calls, and the 3rd call, they will invite you in, whether you're ready or not. So if you do go to the hospital and they examine you and you're not fully dilated, they will send you home. So just a warning, when you or your partner calls the hotline, you will feel like a bit of a pushback, and you will feel that they don't want you to come in until you cannot handle it. Okay, when you go into the hospital, they check you, they check your baby. You get a lot of needles. It's a different nurse every 6 hours. The birthing suite is really nice. It's really dark and it's very spacious. A tip, if you're getting stitches, perinatal stitches, get them to crank up the gas. It does not work, seriously, because when I first started getting the stitches, it killed like hell. I felt like kicking the lady in the face with my foot. Then a senior nurse came in, and then she was like, oh, and then she cranked it up, and then it hit me. I was like, wow, this is actually working, and I had a bit of a psychedelic experience. When she cranked up the gas, I was like, I didn't even breathe out. I sucked it in, and then it just hit me like flower power. I was so high. But you still feel the pain of the stitches, so you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Ensure that you have a birth plan. Even though it doesn't go to plan, at least the midwives kind of know a little bit about you if you have a plan, because remember, there's different midwives and nurses that come in and out of different shifts, and that piece of paper that you have for your birth plan is the only way that they are up to date or briefed on you. Okay, number 8, there is absolutely no food. It's a public hospital. For breakfast, the midwife came to me and she's like, there's no food left. I'll just make you at dinner, she said, there's no food left. The hospital's full. Here are some sandwiches. For breakfast, the other nurse gave me some toast. By the time I could eat it, because I was taking care of my baby, the toast was cold. So get your own food if you really value good food. BYO. The discharge was really good. It was really fast. They check the baby, they do the reflexes and stuff like that, and I was able to go out of there before 10 o'clock. Okay, midwife visit at home on day 1 or day 2. They check your stitches, like right there in your home. Like you gotta just pull your pants down and show. Again, they don't care. They've done this a million times. They have back-to-back sessions with other, so just be prepared for opening up wide. They also help you with breastfeeding, and they're quite confronting, like they would really push for breastfeeding. It's a good thing. I was open to learning. I really wanted to help my baby get as much colostrum, and I wanted my milk to come in, so just be prepared for the midwives to be quite pushy with breastfeeding. There is a blue book with other handouts. It's a little bit overwhelming. There's so many brochures, pamphlets, and paperwork. So over the first 3 days, you just got to go through it, skim read it. Eventually, I just threw out those pieces of paper. Last one, you get baby bag with full of goodies from New South Wales, taxpayers' money. Honestly, it was really nice to just kind of walk away from the hospital and have your baby and have a bag full of goodies. It has a lot of samples, so you're able to kind of see what these brands offer, and it really helps. I hope I have provided you with a lot of insight with having a baby at the Royal Hospital for Women in Randwick. Click this next video here so that you know what comes inside that baby bag. Thank you, bye.